Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I am back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Tonight we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 5. And as you can see, I got my little holiday scarf on because I like to get festive, y'all, okay? I mean, at least just a little bit. This was a gift, and I just really like it. So I wanted all of you guys to see it as well. It has bells on it, and hopefully that doesn't get annoying. I'll try not to move my head too much so it doesn't jingle jangle. But yes, I love it. Anyway, this episode starts off with Ashley and Mia meeting to go shopping, and Giselle joins them. And Ashley is talking about how she planned a girls' trip to Austin. And honestly, Austin is just like a random place to go. I've been there a few times. I've had really bad experiences in Austin, and I've had pretty decent experiences in Austin, but I don't know if that's a place I suggest that people go to. Um, anyways, she showed up and she asked the other woman, like, do you think Nneka is lying? And none of them seem to think so. Everybody seems to think that she's telling the truth, which I mean, Ashley has to think so because that's her friend, I guess, or supposedly. I don't even think it's really her friend. But now that we know how the show works, I don't think she knew that girl from Canopy before the show either. But even though she's Wendy's friend, she's like, well, I don't know. And I'm just going to come right out and say it early on. I do think Wendy is lying about something. I don't think it's about knowing Nneka. Maybe I don't know, but I don't think it's about knowing that because she clearly does not know that girl well at all. And I don't think it's just weird. Anyway, then Ashley's like, oh, I just believe her because she spoke with so much conviction. I mean, people lie with conviction all the time. Like, I don't know why. I feel like I don't think these women are that smart. So when people who are smart come to the show, they're able to easily fool them. I guess that's the way I'll put it. And then Wendy and oh, wait, but she does think it's weird that the whole call thing happened before Nneka showed up in her house and met Wendy. And I've been saying that. I have been fighting y'all on Twitter. It is weird that that girl got that call on Good Friday, went to Ashley's house the next weekend and introduced herself to Wendy like they was going to be cool when you already, right? Already knew that you had a problem with her. You were just waiting for the right moment to bring it up and cause drama and cause a scene, which is why I know, as someone who is also intelligent, that Nneka is full of it because that's weird. I would not do that. If I have a problem with somebody, it's on site. Not saying we gotta fight, but I'm when I see you, hey girl, yes, I'm just meeting you for the first time, but your mama is actually wilding. That's how it would have been for me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how I would have approached Wendy. Like, girl, why is your mama calling? I'm meeting you for the first time today. Why is your mama calling my cousin in law talking crazy? That would have been me. But Nneka is fake and she's a fraud and she's phony. And that's why she did not do that. But again, yes, I'm going to leave it there for now. Anyway, Giselle, we see Wendy and Eddie. They're going to lunch and, I guess they're going to be talking about what's been going on. Um, she thinks that Nneka is only saying the things about her, you know, I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why Nneka is doing this. I think she's trying to solidify her spot. I think she thinks if I bring enough drama and mess, it's going to solidify my spot. But the fans aren't really buying it. There's like a subset of people who are on the Ashley Darby side who are like Nneka down. Um, but there is a clear similarity between those people and they lack intelligence. I'm just gonna say it. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I mean, the truth is, we don't know any of these people. I don't know these people. Y'all might know them. Some of y'all might know them, but I don't know these people. This is just conjecture based on the evidence that is presented in front of us. That's it. Giselle then starts talking about how she called Jamal and she was talking to Jamal about it. He goes, "Oh, stay away from that. That's dark spirits." Baby girl, you are a dark spirit. You're a witch. Like you talking about Wendy's mama being a witch. Giselle, you too are a witch. The way you behave. Like, what are you talking about? You are a dark spirit. Your ex-husband is a dark spirit. Like, what are you guys talking about? How many children does he have out of wedlock? That's a dark spirit, baby. Like, please. I don't think you have the moral high ground to start talking about people. That's You're wild. You're wild. That's all I have to say. Um, anyways, Ashley then tries to say that she believes NECA because she's smart. She went to law school. First of all, I know a lot of dumb lawyers. That's number one. I also know a lot of dumb people with PhDs. That's number two. The difference between those people is PhDs, they're patient. They are patient people. Let me tell you, because it couldn't be me, baby. You are a patient saint. Because I don't know if I could spend 5 to 7, 10 years doing the work that PhDs do. But it's weird that they're trying to validate NECA and being so smart when Wendy is just as smart, if not smarter than her. And Eddie is also an attorney. So I don't understand why you're trying to make it seem that like NECA is this like unicorn of genius when I I used to live in the DMV. Lawyers was a dime. Black women lawyers were a dime a dozen in that city. That city is full of a lot of bright black women. So it's weird. Maybe because you don't know them because y'all not smart, right? Like that's not your crowd. But dime a dozen in that city. Um, but it's just weird because it's like they're trying to make it seem like Wendy is not smart when Wendy is incredibly smart. I'm not saying NECA isn't smart. NECA is obviously smart. It's not easy to get a law degree. It is very difficult. So NECA has to be smart, right? But she is not the only smart person on that cast. So it's weird that they hyping that up. Um, then we see NECA. She goes to the OB and she claims that she's 35 in her confessional. Okay. Okay. But she's trying to find out why she's not getting pregnant. She's been trying for the past 7 months. I don't know how hard she's trying. Like I said, you don't take your prenatals with liquor if you're really trying to get pregnant. I don't think she's ready for it. Personally, I think she might just not be ready for it, but because of the pressure she's getting from her mom and her sister, I am a Nigerian woman, so I get it. There is pressure to be married, to have kids, to do all these things. So, NECA might not, she might want it. I don't know, but, you know, she might not want it in that time. And she said she didn't. She had a plan of what her relationship was going to look like and how they were going to look like post marriage, but she's getting pressure from all sides. Honestly, I think that story is enough. I don't think she needed this Wendy drama to make herself likable. I think she could have come in with this story of being a newlywed, trying to get married, trying to have children, and she could have been that girl. She didn't even have to be friends with Wendy. She could have just, she could have been cordial, but she didn't even have to do all that. She could have been that girl. It could have been very easy for her. But now it's just like, mm, she's okay. Um, they talk about the pickleball game, and she says, "Oh, I wish I would have gone to Wendy privately." Ma'am, not what you know in a whole week before, and no, a whole week before Ashley's event, meaning you deliberately chose to. Don't try to backpedal now like you're a good saint person. Like you're not. You're not a good person. That was deliberate. Now, okay, let me take that back. She might have done it for the cameras because this is TV, but it's like, don't try to act like that wasn't your purpose, okay? Like the purpose is clear and we are not fools. Okay, well, I'm not a fool. Again, I can't speak for everybody on Twitter, but I am no fool. That's not true. You knew what you were doing and it was very intentional. Um And then her and her man was, at the OB. And honestly, it could be playful banter, but they just seem like they argue too much for newlyweds. Like, y'all been married about just a year, and it seems like, and it's like, he gets, and I know Nigerians kind of have that loud voice. I've lived it. So they have that like loud voice that maybe sounds like they're more angry than they really are. So that's what I'm trying to attribute it to. But they be going a little tit for tatty, and I don't really care for it. Um, G and Mia meet with a therapist, and Mia's such a liar. Oh my God, she makes such a great housewife, but she is a liar. You're now upset that G works too much when in episode one, you were saying G is just moping around the house, sad, not doing anything. Which is it, babe? Is he working too much or is he not doing anything? Or do you just hate him because he's broke now? Because, right? You came for the money, you stayed for the money, and you're going to leave if the money is gone. Like, let's just be real. And that's okay, Mia. We didn't think anything else of you. That's what we expected of you. We love an honest housewife. So you are good. You are good. You don't have to, you know, fake for us. You are good. But she is at the therapist, and she was saying that she was ready to file for divorce because her and G were arguing. And because she grew up in a house where there was always yelling, she didn't want that for her kids and all this stuff that I think makes it's good. I think Mia has a storyline and I like it. But then they get into this storyline in which their lawyer takes some money from them and then he kills himself when they sue him and he gets disbarred. Now, that story sounds so eerily similar to Robin's story about her and Juan's friend. I was legit like, what? That is so crazy. Like, it's insane. It's so similar. It's almost maybe unbelievable, right? I mean, rest in peace to that man, 100%. But it just is so crazy. Like, what are the odds? Well, I mean, people steal money all the time. Let me take that back. People do be stealing money and then regretting it. And then he got in trouble. And, you never know what other skeletons that man was hiding in his closet. So, shit. But it's just so crazy that something so similar happened to Robin. At least that's what I think. They show Robin talking to her mom finally without Juan. I'm like, let's stop pretending like you and that man hang out that much. Like, it's not, it doesn't seem possible. Then they have um Giselle talking to Grace about watching Angel and Adore. And like I said, Giselle be in her bag when she with her kids. Like, it's her most likable scenes. We love when she's with Grace and Adore and Angel. But it was just, wait, yeah. But it was just her and Grace. And she's like, oh, well, you got to watch them. You're 18 now. And she's like, what are you going to do if they try to bring a boy over? And she goes, that's not my business. And I stand an eldest sister that lets the young ones do whatever it is that they want. But honestly, Angel and Adore aren't like children. They're like 17. Granted, they probably shouldn't be bringing boys over, but Grace is not like the mature adult. She's only a year above them, or maybe like a year and a half. So it's like, yeah, she's not going to be in their business like that. You just got to trust your kids to have good judgment, which I think they do. I think all of her girls are very smart, or at least that's how they come off. So I could never imagine that they'd make a poor decision like that. I mean, kids make dumb decisions, but they seem pretty, they seem pretty good. Um, yeah. So then, then they go to the airport. Now, I know they have a lot of hostile scenes, but in the airport, Wendy was literally with Mia, Robin, and Nneka. And it looked like they were sitting there cordially. And I'm not saying that they don't have beef, but it's like, if I'm not effing with you, I'm gonna go to the airport and sit somewhere else. But they were like, it looked like they was laughing and joking. So it's a little interesting, excuse me, that they're able to get along on some level, But then when the camera's on, it's like beef, 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 beef. So I'm like, that was a little bit iffy. I don't know if that was a slip in production, but yeah, that was weird. Um, then they land in Austin, and Ashley spits the car by zodiac sign. I don't even know what that means. So Robin, Candace, NECA, and I don't even remember else who was in the car. And then Giselle, Karen, Wendy, and I can't remember the last person in either car. And they're driving along, and Giselle asks Karen, like, "Oh, are you and Robin good? Do you love her?" And Karen, I love the Grand Dame. Let me say that again. I love the Grand Dame. But what was she talking about pies? She said she liked Robin a lot, but then she started talking about pies and how she took the Robin pie out, and half of the pie she thawed, and the other half of the pie is in the freezer. And that's her analogy for this season: is everybody is their pie. And I love the Grand Dame. Okay. She just said that Robin, and then her confessional, she's like, Robin is a liar and she'll lie for one. Which, I mean, if you're going to lie for somebody, I guess lying for your husband is the best person to do it for. Um, they get to the hotel, they meet in Ashley's penthouse, and they have, like, snacks and food there. The penthouse is really, really nice, actually. I don't know what hotel they were staying out, but the room, that penthouse, granted, the person knew it was going to be on TV, but most penthouses in hotels look good, and it was a really nice penthouse. Um, but the other rooms that the ladies have, are all next to construction, which kind of dampens the mood. It's funny because Ashley, the other penthouse they have, she gives it to Robin, talking about, oh, she needs it because her man be cheating in hotels, so now she need a penthouse. Okay. Like, what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that was the only person she could think about giving it to that wouldn't cause too much trouble, but no. So weird. Um Then Karen talks about how they need to address the Candace and Giselle problem. And Candace says that Giselle thinks that if she ignores Candace and tries to ice her out, that she's going to make Candace disappear, and she's not going anywhere. She's going to be there. And that's real because Candace is like pivotal on the Real Housewives. Like, I'm not saying you could not get rid of her. I think you can really get rid of any one of these women, but not right now. Like, no. Candace's reads are so, oh my gosh, she a librarian, bro. She can read anyone. And it's embarrassing for the people going against her. Without without question, it is embarrassing for everybody who tries to come against her because it's just so effortless and funny. It's just effortless and funny. And then Giselle is like, I'm doing this to keep my family safe. No one has come for Giselle's family, at least not Candace. Candace has never come for Giselle's family, her daughters, and nothing Candace has ever said has could even have that type of effect on her children. However, the nastiness that Giselle has said towards Candace has actually hurt Chris's family. Chris has kids as well. Maybe they're not Candace's, but Chris has kids. Just because they don't get on camera, because, maybe that's not what they want to do. When you accuse their father of something like that, how do you think it makes them feel? That's how I know Giselle's a nasty, nasty, terrible, no good person because she does not care about other people. Her family and everybody needs to be protected, but other people's families, they can go to hell. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it. Like, you can all be selfish, but the principle doesn't make sense, right? If you're saying you standing on something, then it has to apply all around. It can't just apply to you and your fam, and it can't and not apply to other people. That's just raggedy. Um, and don't get me wrong, Candace has said nasty things to Giselle, but nothing that could damage her family. Literally nothing. Um, but yeah, then Giselle goes into her confessional and lies once again about what Chris did. I'm not the one that made me go into a locked room. Now he made you and the room is locked. When you first told this story, he asked you and you agreed and you picked the place because you thought your glam was there. But now he made you go into a place. The room is locked. And the problem is, I blame Andy Cohen. I blame production. I blame Andy Cohen. As long as you do not hold Giselle accountable, her lies are going to get much, much worse. They have to tell her, you cannot lie like this or there will be repercussions. Not saying you can't lie, but the way you're lying, like, girl, no, it's sick. It's sick. It is sick. And she wants to call Wendy's mama a witch. What are you? Abracadabra. Okay. No, wait, that's a magician. Damn it. Anyway, um, Mia and Robin go and take a walk, and Mia tells Robin the story of the lawyer. And I told you earlier, the story sounded so eerily similar to Robin's that when she was sharing with Robin to kind of talk to somebody who has been through that, I was like, okay, I'm not losing my mind. That was literally the same similar story that Robin told about Juan's best friend and like how he took all their money and all this stuff. And so it was pretty crazy that that happened. Not like I said, it's not saying it can't happen, but that's pretty crazy to two people on the same show. Mia talks about how she feels guilty because she's like, well, if I never came after him, would he have killed himself? And she really doesn't have any reason to feel guilty. That person had demons. You coming after them because they did wrong, they could have actually just paid you back. I mean, that's not your fault. You did not make him do anything. And so I hope Mia doesn't hold something like that with her because it's like that's not your fault. That's you didn't have anything to do with that decision that he made. That's crazy. But I get the guilt because it's like you're looking at it from the perspective of like it's a domino effect of things. But no, girl, it's not your fault. Um then they go back to the other ladies who are sitting by the pool. And Karen is like, well, Giselle, why have you been quiet? You were quiet at pickleball. And here comes Giselle talking about, oh, I was quiet because of all this witchcraft stuff. And I'm just so uncomfortable by it and blah, 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 blah. And then they talk about how Wendy's mom came from Mia. Now, I'm going to say this. Maybe, maybe, okay, the mom shouldn't have gotten involved. But I love a mother that stands 10 toes down behind a child. There's no reason that somebody should be able to disrespect your child and it doesn't piss you off. It should piss you off to high heaven that somebody disrespects your child. Maybe you don't have to react. I don't know. But then Wendy read the message. And this is exactly why NECA is despicable because when she read the message, all Wendy's mom said was thunder fire you. Thunder fire you. Okay? Or Holy Ghost fire, thunder fire you, this and that. If you're Nigerian, if you're Nigerian out there and you're watching this video, Holy Ghost fire, Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. It is said so often and is so commonplace in Nigerian prayers that it is absolutely disgusting that these women who have no cultural awareness of the Nigerian culture to start making comments about what she said. That's that's why NECA's problem is bigger than what it seems. I am Nigerian. I have heard Holy Ghost fire, thunder fire, all that stuff. It doesn't mean anything witchcraft or anything like that. That is so commonplace within Nigerian prayer. And if you say it's not, you don't hang out with your Nigerian family. You don't. You're lying. You're lying because it's very common. Holy Ghost fire, Holy Ghost fire. Okay? Like I'm gonna say it 10 more times. Holy Ghost fire. Holy Ghost fire. I'm telling you, that is I'm like shook right now because I watched that scene play out and they're all like, oh my God. Should she have called Mia a crater face? No. Should she have said all those things about her? Probably not. I don't think, honestly, she should have made the post at all. But let me tell you, I'm on her side, Wendy's side for supporting her mom because my mama should be 10 toes behind me. My mom should be ready to go to war for me, her child. If someone threw a drink on me and disrespected me and hit me with their purse, my mama should be ready to handle it, right? But because they're on this show and all of this is going on, was it the most appropriate response? Probably not. The mom could have just, let it go. But that's not who she is. But what she said in that post, what she said, nothing about Holy Ghost fire is witchcraft. Okay. And I need everybody to know that right now. Because I am just so disgusted. Because now that NECA has put that rhetoric out there, things that are so commonplace in the Nigerian community are now being scrutinized to the point that it's being called witchcraft. Let me tell you, in Nigeria, people practice juju. They do. They do. That's something that they do. And that's okay. But to act as if somebody who practices juju is just running around the community with everybody like normal, it can never happen. It can never happen. Not like that. Not like that. So like I said, if you're not Nigerian and you don't know, it's best to just stay out of it because NECA has tried to bring this to the public and it is not a public's discussion. Now, she could have said, oh, your mom went off. She was saying some craziness, blah, 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 blah. But she didn't have to get into no nonsense. She didn't have to make that up. Submitting her name to a shrine. Come on now. Come on now. You know you made that up. You know you made that up. And that's why she can't prove it. Julie has her cousin, Lebe, who also probably wants to be on the Housewives, but probably wasn't selected for whatever reason. And that's who her story corroboration is. And I'm sorry, that girl's not very believable to me. I'm not saying she's not a nice person. I'm not saying Lebe is not a good person. I don't know her, but I'm just saying the evidence, the jury is still out on her too. Um, Karen's commentary is so funny though because she's like, if it's holy, it must. That's a good prayer. It must be good. Like, I'm telling you, you gotta love the Grand Dame. She will always make something funny. But the rest of them were like, oh my God, like save it. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't know. So it's a little crazy. Um, but yeah, so Wendy and Nick are going back and forth, and they pull out the scene of LeBay at the sip and see and Wendy acknowledging her. Now, again, I need to see the full speech because someone saying, oh, she's such the perfect example of being culturally Nigerian and American. I didn't see where she called her a good person. I mean, maybe the clip wasn't cut correctly or whatever. I'm just like, she was like, somebody said, "Oh, how old is LeBay?" And Wendy said, "I don't know." And, okay, I have been on Twitter, and people have been writing for that being a receipt or evidence of Wendy lying. She may not know how old LeBay is. You saw NECA in one episode. She lied. She said she was 35 at the OB, and then in her confessional, she talking about in my 40 years of life. So is suffice it to say that LeBay could lie about her age the same way she did in front of our faces in one episode. In one episode, not two episodes, not three episodes. In one episode, she lied about her age. So Nigerians, I mean, We don't have the best track record about age and honesty, especially for people that are born in Nigeria. So, yes, she may not know how old Lebe is. And again, Wendy, has she lied? I'm sure. Absolutely. She has lied about some stuff. I don't know what it is, but has she lied about knowing NECA? No, I don't think she knows NECA. Is Lebe Ivy's friend? Yes, 100%. That, I mean, they fell out. She even said it. She's like, they fell out. So it doesn't make sense. Then Wendy goes and drops, this is outside the show, y'all. Wendy drops receipts on Twitter and shows conversations with her and Lebe. And Lebe is asking her, hey, my cousin in law has been in talks with the Real Housewives of Potomac producer. She just moved out here. Can you guys meet up for lunch? She didn't say NECA. She said my cousin in law or my in law. She actually didn't even say cousin in law. She just said my in law. Wendy responded back and said, yeah, I've been so busy. Like, let me know when you're thinking. Then there's another text from Lebe, excuse me, asking Wendy about her BBL and like saying, hey, if I use your name, I can get it in. And yes, their conversation is very cordial, very nice, very loving. She's calling her twin, she's whatever. But what I did notice is Lebe is sending these long messages, and Wendy's just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, got it. I'll check. Cool. Stuff like that. Then Lebe goes and drops the full text, and people are like, boom, a receipt. Wendy's caught lying again. Was she? Because it's literally giving, I only hit you up when I need something. And that's very, very indicative of, I'm not friends with you, I'm friends with your sister. But if you have something I need, then I'm going to text you or hit you up. Like, I cannot, like, it's so funny because the people that are not on Wendy's side are like, oh, you guys are so blinded by your own opinions and you're being skewed to believe XYZ. And it's like, no, you're the people being skewed. You're seeing literally nothing and calling it a receipt. You're seeing Lebe adding two more texts that do not provide any context and are like, got him. And I'm like, is that not embarrassing for you? That you can't read and comprehend? Like, I'm missing it. Is it that you can't read or is it that you can't comprehend? Because where's the receipt? The conversation was literally, hey, girl, can you do this for me? Sure. Hey, twin. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, where? Yes, that's where I stayed. Great. It was cool. That is not a deep conversation. I need you to show me where I'm saying, girl, come spend the night so we can hang out and get drinks. Like, girl, let's go get drinks. Like, oh my God, I've missed you so much. That's not the receipt y'all showing. That's when I'd be like, okay, Wendy, you a fool. That's your girl. That's your girl. Y'all getting drinks, y'all hanging out, y'all doing taking trips, right? Show me those receipts. But she's not going to show those receipts because they don't exist. Because if they existed, that's what she would have dropped. But she can't show that receipt, and she can't show that receipt because it doesn't exist. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like I'm in the freaking Twilight Zone. And I'm like, please do not let your hate of Wendy skew your vision of what's really happening here. NECA might be a very nice girl. NECA might be great girl. But what NECA is doing is she's mad that Wendy would not be her in, and she is trying to trash the girl. That is what. Wendy's mom needs to probably mind her business more. Absolutely. I'm on that train. Mama, mind your business. Okay? Mama, mind your business. Or as a Nigerian, auntie, please, mind your business. It's not your business. Let your children's business be their business. Auntie, are you hearing me? Mind your business. Because you getting into other people's business has caused trouble. It has caused trouble. And that's just the long and short of it. Her mom getting into business that's not her has that's not hers has now caused trouble. She didn't need to get into that business. She didn't need to make any commentary. She could have left all these people alone. But she didn't. Because again, I get it. She's going in for her child, but let it go. It's okay. Let your child fight her own battles. None of your kids are children, actually. They're adults. Let them fight their battles. They will get there. They're very smart, very accomplished. very, very, very able, and they will fight their own battles. And I think that could have probably prevented a lot of their drama. But anyways, I'm interested to see what you guys think. Are you on my side and Wendy's side? Or are you on NECA and Lebe's side and the crazy part of Twitter's side? I really want to know. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm hoping this is the last time we have to hear about that beef. I pray we're moving on to new topics in the rest of this season. I can't wait to see why Robin's crying. Like, honestly, besides that beef between NECA and Wendy, the show is going pretty decently. I mean, a lot of people are over it and like, oh, I'm tired of it. I don't think it's going that bad. So we'll just have to see what's going on. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.